Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay.
Sorry about my horrible network. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's better now. So, Honorable, let's cut to
Honorable, I hear you have 5G in your house. I hear Esla gave you one.
You cracked me up.
Okay, Honorable, so let's cut to the chase. You've been to Pru East. I don't know if you've been to Pru West, but like you were saying, I said Stephen Jalulu took the seat away from you with a margin of 4,000 plus. Looking on the grounds, they say Twitter, we don't know what's happening on the grounds. You have been on the grounds, so you are our unofficial correspondent. Do you think you can wrestle that seat from your colleague, Stephen Jalulu?
Absolutely. We are confident but not complacent. We are working hard, and it is really traditionally our seat. And we believe that the hard work we have put in, the flag bearer has been here, the running mate has been here, the national chairman has been here. It's been visited by a number of us. We are rallying behind our parliamentary candidate, so we are confident that we can take back that seat. That seat and other seats like the Hohoe seat, which Amewu took from us, and a few other seats that we believe that it was just internal challenges. We should not have lost those seats because they are really traditionally our seats. So we have put our house in order, and we have understood what went wrong, and we are confident that we can reclaim all those seats back.
Okay. So, Honorable, let's start from the house of God before we come to food. Sh0cks has released their report on a petition you sent to them to look into certain matters concerning the National Cathedral and the secretary to the board, Kwabena Edujemfi. Um, you have released a statement and you've gone after Sh0cks. Uh, why do you think Sh0cks did a shoddy job, quote and unquote, with this report?
Yes, so let me put my concerns in proper perspective. The Sh0cks report is more comprehensive and it goes beyond one man, Victor Kusi-Boateng and Kwabena Edujemfi, the double identity secretary to the National Cathedral Board of Trustees. On the larger issues, Sh0cks worked with the evidence, and the report speaks to the evidence. And for that aspect, you cannot really begrudge Sh0cks. And it's not because that aspect went my way. It is because Sh0cks discharged its duties fairly, diligently, and properly based on the evidence that we adduced before Sh0cks in our petition. So Sh0cks has now confirmed that this National Cathedral project is an illegality. Sh0cks has confirmed that there was no procurement approval. Sh0cks has confirmed that there was no approval from the Central Tender Review Committee. Sh0cks has confirmed that there was no value for money. These are grave matters, very egregious violations of our laws. Sh0cks has also confirmed that this project, there is reasonable suspicion that this project is corrupt and has many corruption-related offenses committed. These are not my words. These are Sh0cks' words. Sh0cks is also saying that there is a need for forensic audit and that when they carried out a field inspection to the site, they were shocked at how by May 2022, more than 225 million cedis had been spent, and all they saw was a dugout, a pit, which when it rains, it becomes a swimming pool. Sh0cks says that there ought to be a forensic audit and there ought to be a value for money audit. Now, based on all of these damning findings, Sh0cks says that all the members of the board of trustees must be further investigated and prosecuted. These are not my words. They are contained in the Sh0cks report. I don't remember the last time there was such a damning report from Sh0cks on a government project. Sh0cks has also indicted the president that the president was not truthful and forthright with the Ghanaian people. That when he said that this was a personal pledge, that he was not going to use personal resources, he was not going to use public resources, pardon me. It turns out that he misled all of us, and that right from the get-go, this project, the president intended that it should be a public project. And indeed, virtually all the funds that have gone into this project are taxpayer funds. Sh0cks is also saying that the company, Rebadi, was not properly procured and they ought to leave the site. Sh0cks has also stated in their recommendations that the Public Procurement Authority, the board of the Public Procurement Authority, their law allows them to move in and cancel projects which have not gone through procurement approval. Because under Ghanaian law, once you are using public funds for a project, you must go for procurement approval. So very far-reaching, damning and explosive recommendations by Sh0cks. Now, the aspect which is clear, Sh0cks did not cover itself in glory. The kind of diligence that Sh0cks attended upon the larger issues of procurement breaches, of violations of our procurement laws, the corruption-related offenses, the lack of value for money, and all of that. You don't see that industry, that dedication, when it comes to the vexed issue of the double identity and conflict of interest relating to Victor Kusi-Boateng and Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. Now, let me quickly give a background to this matter. This whole petition came about when the National Cathedral Secretariat of Ghana presented documents to Parliament. In those documents they presented to Parliament, they told us that they have paid a company called JNS Talent Center Limited contractors mobilization of 2.6 million Ghana cedis. As a diligent member of Parliament, I got suspicious because I know that the contractor is Rebadi, and Rebadi is a joint venture made up of Rizani the Eka, Babisoti, and Disimoni. So they formed the JV and took the name Rebadi. So when I saw documents submitted to Parliament, which says that we have paid 2.6 million contractors mobilization to JNS Talent Center Limited, I got curious. I said, what's happening here? There's only one contractor, Rebadi. If there should be contractors mobilization, it should be paid to Rebadi. How come this has been paid to JNS? All of you on this space vote for members of Parliament to go to Parliament, not to drink tea and be yes men screaming yeah, rubber stamping anything that is put before us, and not protecting the public purse. You elected us to go to Parliament to carry out due diligence, to ensure there are checks and balances, to make sure that whatever is brought before us, we really verify before we grant approval. Because you do know that there have been instances in our history where, for example, the CNTCI loan, when members of Parliament followed the address, they ended up in a hairdressing salon in London many years ago. And there have also been instances where Parliament has been criticized that we have just engaged in rubber stamping. We have not carried out our oversight mandate very well. So I decided to pursue this matter, carry out my constitutional mandate of oversight, and ensure that there is due diligence. And that is what opened the can of worms. So I obtained the incorporation documents of JNS Talent Center Limited, the company at the center of receiving 2.6 million contractors mobilization, as the National Cathedral Secretariat told Parliament. So I discovered that there are 3 directors of JNS Talent Center Limited: Johannes Eshen, Sheila Eshen, who are a couple. They all describe themselves as pastors. And then a 3rd person by name Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. At that time, nobody in Ghana really, I mean, we all of us in Parliament and the larger Ghanaian public did not know who Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi is. So I decided to pierce the veil and to find out who these people really are. And to my utter shock, I discovered that Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi is the same Victor Kusi Boateng. Now, further probing revealed that Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi is not just an alias of Victor Kusi Boateng, or if you like, a nickname or some other name, as some people decide to, portray this matter. I discovered that he registered JNS Talent Center Limited using a passport as the base document. And that passport, Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi is the name. His date of birth, and we all know, we all have passports. Passports have date of birth when you go to the biodata. So when I obtained his passport, the date of birth there is 30th December 1969. Please take note of that. 30th December 1969. So I then applied for the incorporation documents of the National Cathedral of Ghana, how it was set up by the secretary to the board and the board of trustees. Then I discovered that when the National Cathedral of Ghana was being registered, he used the name Victor Kusi Boateng, and the date of birth he provided is 7th September 1971, 2 years apart. Please take note. Not 30th December 1969 in his passport, which he used to set up JNS Talent Center Limited. This time, the National Cathedral of Ghana, he used 7th September 1971. So I said, this is clearly criminality at play, a double identity scheme. So I decided to probe further. Then I discover that within the DVLA database, he has a driver's license in the name Victor Kusi Boateng with a different date of birth, 7 September 1971. Within the NIA database, he has a Ghana card, this time in the name Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. I pursued further, obtained the Electoral Commission database, and then I discovered that in 2016, he was issued a voter ID card with the name Victor Kusi Boateng. He said he was 40 years in 2016. Then in 2020, he went for another voter's ID card, this time saying he's 50 years. So within 4 years, he grew by 10 years. Then the name for the 2020 voter ID card is Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi with a different date of birth. So I did a formal RTI request to the Ghana Revenue Authority, because under Ghanaian law, you cannot have two things. So I wanted to find out what exactly is going on. To my utter shock, the GRA responded that yes, I am right. Clearly, their system has been compromised. He's beat the system. They confirm in the letter that I have published. If you go on my wall, you see it. You see the GRA letter confirming that yes, there's a separate identity in their system. Victor Kusi Boateng, date of birth 7 September 1971, a different mother, I think Agnes Atta or so. Then when he's operating as Kwabena Edujemfi, he has a different thing, a different date of birth, 30th December 1969, and then a different mother, Yajemfua. So the GRA then told me that, look, this is embarrassing. They will launch immediate investigations. It's all in the letter, signed by the Deputy Commissioner of the GRA. I sent all of this evidence to Sh0cks. And this background is important so that people will, because there are some people out there who create the impression that maybe there's something personal, or I just don't like the man of God, or I have been possessed by some demons, and you remember I've been called all kinds of names, Sambalat and Tobias, Antichrist, I don't want the cathedral, and all of that. People who engage in just, baseless, preposterous propaganda. So this is the background. It is the National Cathedral of Ghana themselves who came to Parliament and told us that they have paid contractors mobilization to JNS. And as a diligent member of Parliament, I didn't want to just swallow this hook, line, and sinker. I will be letting my country down, particularly when I know that the only company that is entitled to contractors mobilization is Rebade, not JNS Talent Center Limited. And I don't know what the Talent Center is doing here in a construction project. So that is how this investigation began, and it opened this whole Pandora's box. Now, having presented all of this to Sh0cks, I asked Sh0cks to investigate this matter, the double identity scam, and then the fact that I see a case of conflict of interest. You are sitting on the National Cathedral Board, the secretary to the Board of Trustees, as Victor Kusi Boateng, different identity, and then you are paying yourself, literally, as director of JNS Talent Center Limited, contractors mobilization of 2.6 million, where you are operating as Kwabena Edujemfi. So, clear case of conflict of interest and a double identity scam. Now, Sh0cks is saying that they looked into the passport database, and in the passport database, they found only one passport. They didn't find two passports. So based on this, people are running all over the place, including Kusi Boateng, Kwabena Edujemfi's lawyer, saying that amounts to exoneration. Now, let us analyze this matter further. And I'm glad I'm on X space, where people are very discerning. When you read the Sh0cks report, Sh0cks is saying that the one passport they found, it is in the name Kwabena Edujemfi. That is confirming the matter that I raised in my petition, which I published, which became a matter of, national shock when people discovered. Nobody knew that Victor Kusi Boateng is Kwabena Edujemfi. So the question that Sh0cks ought to have addressed is that, is it appropriate? Is it proper? Is it normal for you to be appointed as Victor Kusi Boateng? If you read the National Cathedral of Ghana incorporation documents, it was incorporated, registered with the name Victor Kusi Boateng amongst the Board of Trustees. How come when he was being issued a diplomatic passport to carry out his official assignments, to go around the world and raise funds, as we have been told was the reason why he was issued the diplomatic passport, how come the diplomatic passport did not come in the name Victor Kusi Boateng, but it came in another name, Kwabena Edujemfi, with a date of birth 30th December 1969, which is different from the Victor Kusi Boateng date of birth, of 7th September 1971. So, I mean, who is born twice in this world? 2 years apart, different mothers. Sh0cks ought to have made a fundamental observation that this is criminal, because you cannot be operating as secretary to the board of trustees as Victor Kusi Boateng and then be issued a diplomatic passport in another name. Look, Kusi Boateng will have had a case. His lawyers and all the propagandists out there will have had a case if the passport they discovered was a passport in the name Victor Kusi Boateng. But the passport that Sh0cks discovered is in the name Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi with a different date of birth. So how does this amount to exoneration? Then I want to refer you to page 39 of the Sh0cks report. Sh0cks also says that having analyzed all the documents I brought on his double identity, they see that he started this double identity scam many, many years ago, before he became a public official. And so they are referring his criminal conduct to the Attorney General, for the Attorney General to decide what to do with it. Very shocking. How does Sh0cks come to this conclusion that this is something that happened in the past, years ago, so the Attorney General should deal with it? They are not going to be interested in that. When Sh0cks, if they had done any basic, simple due diligence, because I have really done all the work for them, really. I've done all the work for them, in all humility, in all modesty. Sh0cks ought to have known that this double identity scheme has continued up to today. Because when you read the incorporation documents of the National Cathedral of Ghana, the name used there is Victor Kusi Boateng. So when he became a public official, he is still engaged in this double identity criminality. So how did Sh0cks come to the conclusion at page 39 of this report that, oh, this is a matter he did as a private person? Sh0cks, they only investigate public officials. So since he was doing this many years ago, Attorney General, you deal with it. We know crime doesn't have an expiry date. So Attorney General, you go deal with it. It's not our case, because now he's a public official. So that is why I maintain that Sh0cks has let the country down. They have been most shady, and if I may add, shoddy, when it comes to the Kusi Boateng double identity saga. Now let me come to the conflict of interest issue. Look, I am not the one who went to write a report to Parliament and put there categorically that we have paid 2.6 million as contractors mobilization. And remember that we formally, as Parliament, formally made a request to the National Cathedral Secretariat and to government to come account when we discovered that on our blind side, without parliamentary approval, they had withdrawn taxes for this project. So we asked that they should come and account for how they have used the money. And it is in follow-up to our request that they came to tell us that the $58 million that they have withdrawn, this is how they used it, they utilized it, this is the breakdown, and that they gave 2.6 million Ghana cedis to JNS for contractors mobilization. They told us this. They set us on this path. Let's get that clear. Now, Sh0cks is saying that on the conflict of interest matter, they didn't find documentation because National Cathedral of Ghana, they don't take minutes at their board meetings. Can you believe that? JNS Talent Center Limited also did not have minutes. It's all in the Sh0cks report. So they want to go with Kusi Boateng's and the National Cathedral of Ghana's story that the payment to JNS Talent Center Limited was a refund of a loan that Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi's JNS gave to National Cathedral when National Cathedral was struggling. I wonder when National Cathedral has struggled. Between National Cathedral and JNS, who should be giving who a loan? Very bizarre. So, Sh0cks, you are telling us you didn't find documentation, and you have even recommended that the Institute of Directors should come and take National Cathedral and JNS Board of Directors through a course to teach them proper corporate governance, how to take minutes at meetings. And yet, you go along with Kusi Boateng, Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, and National Cathedral of Ghana that it was a loan which National Cathedral was paying back. That 2.6 million was an interest-free loan which they were paying back. Even though you admit that there was no documentation, there was no paperwork. So how do you come to that conclusion? Meanwhile, the only existing paperwork, the only existing documentation is what they brought to Parliament, saying that the 2.6 million is contractors' mobilization. If I didn't raise this matter, and we didn't have all of this investigation, all of this brouhaha, that money will have become money for JNS, cool chop, as contractors' mobilization. And yet, Sh0cks, without any documentation, chiding the bad corporate governance practices by National Cathedral and JNS, and referring them to IOD to be educated and to go through capacity building on how to write minutes, they still come to the conclusion that there is no conflict of interest. So it is clear when you look at the Kusi Boateng aspect of this report that right from day one, on his criminality, the double identity, all the way to the conflict of interest, Sh0cks just had set out. Only God knows what happened behind the scenes. They set out to just, be shoddy and shady and give him a pass. And that is what has happened. And I insist that Sh0cks has let this country down. They have dragged their institution through the mud. They have disgraced themselves. They have dented the image of Sh0cks. And this is going to follow them, until they purge themselves one day. It is such a disgrace. It's such a shame looking at the preponderance of evidence. And what I haven't added in this discussion, Kali J, Austin, and our distinguished audience, is that remember that I went to Sh0cks in January of 2023 when I broke this story and published the expose. Then, weeks after, Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, very upset, very angry about the expose, decided to drag me to court. They dragged me to the High Court, a human rights court, where they said I have violated their right to privacy, their fundamental human rights, by publishing their national IDs and all of that. And so I should be held liable, I should be punished. Ladies and gentlemen, on the 13th of July 2023, the High Court ruled, her ladyship Tetechawe ruled that Victor Kusi Boateng and Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi have absolutely no business coming to the courts. The judge said that she does not even know who is appearing before her, whether it's Kusi Boateng or Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, and that the checks by the court, looking at all the evidence from DVLA to GRA to Ghana, the NIA to Electoral Commission, that the lawyers, and this look, rarely do judges criticize lawyers. If you go and read paragraph 89, paragraph 90, paragraph 91 of the 13th July 2023 judgment, I have published those excerpts on my wall. The judge criticized Kusi Boateng's lawyers for not giving him good advice and for giving him some false hope that he stood a chance in the courts of Ghana, and stated clearly that his conduct borders on criminality. Is Sh0cks saying they didn't see this judgment? They didn't hear about this judgment, which was so well publicized? So it's clear to me that a lot of things must have happened behind the scenes, where Sh0cks decided that let's find some respite for Victor Kusi Boateng. Only God knows. But look, when you do your work, all of us as public officials, MPs, judges, Sh0cks inclusive, your work will be subjected to public scrutiny. Now, have you seen what people are writing? Read Bryce Simmons's analysis. Damning. A disgrace to Sh0cks. Read Manasseh Azuri Awune's analysis. Very damning. Embarrassing to Sh0cks. Why has Sh0cks? Because of somebody's criminality that you want to shield him. Why have you brought this disgrace upon yourself? So that's my take on this Sh0cks
Okay.
report. They started very well on the matters to do with the procurement breaches, the corruption, the illegalities. But when it comes to Kusi Boateng, it's clear that from day one they set out to give him a pass, and they have
Okay.
disgraced themselves in the process.
Okay. Honorable, thank you very much for the background. But since you brought this out in, I think, 2022, I have also been doing my background checks and I found some things that you had not brought out. So first of all, I found out that JNS Talent got
Yes.
a contract from the government of Ghana because to distribute paper towels during COVID. And I found the Controller and Accountant General paying 3.5 million on the 20th of August 2021 to JNS. It hit a dormant account. A dormant account here, I mean the account had not been operated since it was created. So once the money even hit the account, I found the bank statement where the monthly deductions from the bank were deducted from that amount. Of that amount, on the 27th of August, they transferred 2.6 million to an account. I did verification and that account belongs to the National Cathedral. With these official documents that I have put out, my thinking is they are sons and daughters of Ghana. They did business with Ghana. We can talk about why a talent development company is winning a World Bank contract through the government of Ghana to distribute paper towels to hospitals during COVID. We can talk about that later. But it has the account, and they believe that the National Cathedral is suffering. If I'm a director and I say, okay, I have some money here, let me give it to you, I disagree and agree with Sh0cks that I didn't go through proper processes. But genuinely, is there a wrong with that? That what is the conflict of interest when it is his own money, the company's own money? With these official documents I have given to you.
Yes. So Austin, let me commend you for the work you have done. I have also done that work. And if you go through my wall, you'll notice that I did publish details of the World Bank contract that they got during COVID to provide paper towels. So I know about this. I'm pretty much on top of this. So you are right. I can confirm the work you have done. However, the question we should be asking: if truly JNS Talent Center Limited gave National Cathedral a loan, why did they come to Parliament telling us that the 2.6 million paid to JNS Talent Center Limited is contractors mobilization? Why did they do that? Was somebody trying to, keep that money so that they can say, oh, look, we have parliamentary approval. Parliament has agreed that 2.6 million is for contractors mobilization. And then that will be the end of the story. That 2.6 million would then be lost. So,
Honorable, respectfully,
so, so,
couldn't it be that what they did, right, is
yeah.
unheard of? It is wrong. It is preposterous. And there's no way in corporate governance and finance you can account for it or a line in your finances that can account for uh such things. That is why maybe they put that in there. I'm doing these things because I am asking questions. It doesn't mean I agree
Yes.
with. I need to issue
Yeah.
that caveat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, yeah, we know
yeah.
how people are. I need to
Yeah.
issue that caveat. Don't you think
Yes.
because it is preposterous, anybody in corporate governance and finance will say these people are doing this, it is bad. So there's no way you can put a line in any budget and say, this is what we did. We don't have board minutes to even talk about it. So let us find a way to put, say, contractors mobilization, like how GFA will put indemnity payments and all those things. Miscellaneous sometimes we put in budget.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You know, this is an intelligent guess. It is a possibility. And you see why I say that Shraj has let us down. Shraj should have explored all of these avenues. In the Shraj report, Shraj did not even say a word about why they came to Parliament with that statement of account, claiming that it is contractors' mobilization. Why did Shraj omit that? Why didn't Shraj probe further? I mean, you are doing a better job this evening than Shraj has done on this matter. So Shraj could have even given them the opportunity. Look, can you come clean? Do you want to confess? You probably, because you didn't have board minutes, you didn't follow good corporate governance. You know that you are not registered to be given a loan because under Ghanaian law, I mean, it is only companies registered to engage in granting loans that can be doing what JNS is purported to have done. So Shiraj should have explored all of that. You are doing a better job this evening than Shiraj did. Shiraj has just let us down. Just say that, look, they told us it was a loan, short-term loan, which they have paid back. We have checked their bank accounts and we see that there was there was some movement of the money back and forth. So he has been cleared. Now here we are. We don't know why did they write contractors mobilization. What were they trying to hide? Why did they mislead Parliament? All of those questions have not been answered. So for 2 good years, that's Shraj. You remember I kept sending reminders. The latest they wrote and said that it is Kusi Boateng and JNS who are delaying the process, and they are giving them a few months. If they don't respond, they would be forced to issue their report. And then for 2 good years, this is the kind of report. This is all you did. 2 good years. I mean, this is all you did. You only entered into the passport database. You were not interested in the DVLA database, the NIA database, the Electoral Commission database. Now, as we speak, we don't even know if Victor Kusi Boateng can vote twice in the December 7 elections. Because in the EC's database, he has a Victor Kusi Boateng voter ID card and a Kwabena Edujemfi voter ID card. I mean, why are institutions letting us down like
Okay,
this?
Honorable, I want to.
Obama talked about strong institutions, and look at what Shraj has done.
Okay, I want to talk about the double identity thing. And because it's a public space and it's been recorded, and certain aspects of it is at the appeals court, I would like to issue this disclaimer that myself and my other host, we are non-lawyers or legal people. So we are asking basic, ordinary Ghanaian questions. So the judiciary, if we fall short of anything synonymous with contempt, we plead with you to forgive us. We just want to understand certain things and we will be asking those questions. After that, let me say this. Honorable Ablakwa, we have trusted you because you have put out official documents, not yes, not newspaper report. I've gone to sneak and taking a picture of certain, these were official reports. Then
Yeah.
in paragraph or point 27 of your petition to Shraj, something significant happened in there which you had not told us, and we are quite surprised. I would want to read it. It says that it was later revealed that fourth respondent, that is Reverend Kusi Boateng, holds 2 different passports, each bearing one of his 2 names with different days of birth on each document. So I was like, Honorable Ablakwa had not told us of another passport bearing the name of Reverend Kusi Boateng. Okay, he stumbled on different information, like he always says. Now, Shraj is saying, when they asked you in this report, you said that you have his passport details of Kwabena Edujemfi, which was through government giving him a diplomatic passport. You have that. But you also believe that he has another passport bearing the name Reverend or Victor Kusi, and that you were going to look for that and come. Honorable, for the first time, I think you let us down. Why did you go and look for it? Didn't find it, but it found itself in your petition that he holds two passports with two different names. Can you explain that?
Yes, so in my Sh0cks petition, I made it clear that I have reasonable suspicion. And that reasonable suspicion was based on the fact that when I was assessing the companies that he registered, there was one company he registered with another passport. I didn't have that passport, but because of the details that were provided, I said I have reasonable suspicion that because that passport came up in registering that company, one of these 24 companies he has, I have reasonable suspicion that there is another passport in the system that he uses. But at the time, I had made out the case, and I told Sh0cks that, look, there is a preponderance of evidence that he is engaged in a double identity scam. I have the driver's license, which is in Victor Kusi. I have the Ghana card, which is in Kwabena Edujemfi. I have the voters' IDs, which are two, Victor Kusi, Kwabena Edujemfi. I have the GRA response to my RTI request, which confirms beyond any scintilla of doubt that he is engaged in a double identity scam. So at that point, whether I found a second passport or not, it didn't matter, because it is clear that there are other national IDs which confirm that he is engaged in a double identity scam, including the GRA formal response to my RTI request. So that is why, once I didn't find, and I'm not in government, I don't run the passport office. So there are limitations when you are not in government. And to me, once I had made the point abundantly with multiple national IDs, from driver's license to Ghana card to voter ID cards to other documentation, formal documentations that he had filled in his own handwriting, including the National Cathedral of Ghana incorporation documents and all the other companies that he set up, it was clear to me that the point had been made. Which Sh0cks itself, if you read pages 39-40, admitted that yes, there is evidence of criminality, but he did that in his private life. They are going to forward that to the Attorney General. I mean, even though clearly Sh0cks ought to have known that he has continued, and even now as a public official, he registered the National Cathedral of Ghana in a different name and has been issued a diplomatic passport in another name. So I was clear in my mind that it didn't matter whether I found a second passport or not. It was immaterial because of all the other national IDs which I had produced.
Okay, so Honorable, this is where I come in here and say, let's say we are protecting a state institution like Sh0cks, because if you check, Sh0cks did not put out those headlines. It seemed like a synchronized kind of headline writing by the Ghanaian media. We can discuss it for another day. Why they chose to just pick that part of that huge and voluminous report, they would tell us when the day of accountability comes. But are you not quite curious that Sh0cks, if you have gone to them and they have proclaimed strongly he has no two different passports with two different names, then provides the GRA saying Kusi has registered his tin as a different person, Kwabena Edujemfi has registered his tin as a different person, and all that. But Sh0cks did not make such strong proclamations with that matter like they did with the passport. How did you feel about that?
I felt really bad. To be honest with you, I'm still very angry. You can tell from my tone that when it comes to the Kusi matter, it was clear that Sh0cks set out to give him a pass. This is a man struggling in the courts. He has lost all the court cases against me. He's gone on appeals. He's lost initial appeals. He's still appealing. Clearly, Sh0cks in this report just did him a favor. But in the process, they let Ghana down. They betrayed Ghana. And they betrayed the trust. Look, these are public officials. We pay taxes to run Sh0cks. And all the officials there are working in our name. You don't play these games with such serious matters. Are you saying that if it's me or you, Austin, who has engaged in this conduct, there's a GRA official letter signed by the Deputy Commissioner of GRA, that high official, responding to an official RTI request by a member of parliament, saying that, look, we have to admit this guy has really, exposed our system. We thought it was robust. We are launching investigations. Sh0cks couldn't even have written to the GRA to find out the outcome of their investigations. Sh0cks didn't look into the DVLA database to pronounce on it categorically like it did on the passport. And then they synchronized this with the media. Before I even got my copy of the report, the Sh0cks report, the media, sections of the media have it. They all designed the same, infographic and put it out that Kusi Boateng is exonerated. You go and read the report. How has he been exonerated? Kusi Boateng will have been exonerated if even the passport that Sh0cks says they found, if that passport was in the name Victor Kusi Boateng, then you can say he's been exonerated. Even that sole diplomatic passport or sole passport they found is in the name Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, which is not the name that he used to register the National Cathedral of Ghana, with a different date of birth. So how does this amount to an exoneration? So you can just tell clearly that Sh0cks was working in cahoots with the Kusi Boateng camp and friendly media to, give Kusi Boateng a lease of life. Look, we are not kids in this country. We are not zombies. We can see through these things. And you are very right that the kind of emphasis that was put on this passport, we didn't find a second passport. But did you need to find a second? What would even finding a second passport, what will it have changed? Let's ask ourselves that fundamental question. What will finding a second passport, would they have changed the fact that he is Victor Kusi Boateng with a different date of birth and Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi with a different date of birth? Will a second passport have changed what is happening at the DVLA database? Will it have changed what is happening at the Electoral Commission database? Will a second passport have changed what is happening at the GRA, where commissioners at GRA are embarrassed and are saying that they are going to launch an investigation? So, what's the meaning of this? What has Sh0cks done to its own image? They think they are doing me. They think they want to probably subject me to public ridicule. I've heard people say, oh, then Kusi Boateng should sue him. Kusi Boateng should sue Okujetu Ablakwa. And I heard that last night I was in the field campaigning, but I hear Paula Dumochiri went on a tirade, insulting me, calling me names, and NPP propagandists think that they have an opportunity to come after me. And me, what is really my crime in this country? I just want to be a diligent MP, just carry out my oversight, try and protect the public purse. Didn't the president say he's coming to protect the public purse? I want to help President Akufo-Addo protect the public purse. And I've become public enemy number one to the people who said they are coming to protect the public purse. It's very disappointing. And sometimes you wonder, is it even worth it? Maybe we should all just fold our hands, be yes men. When anything that comes to parliament, let's shout, yeah, yeah. Go and drink tea at the cafeteria. And people should do whatever they want. Because institutions that should even help you. I would have thought that Sh0cks will do such a diligent, thorough job and encourage all of us. And even make a statement about how MPs can help Sh0cks deliver its mandate. But here we are, in a very, disingenuous paragraph about not finding a second passport. They have left me to dry, left me to the wolves. How will we're talking about parliamentary election, how a lot of young MPs are going to come to parliament and all of that. You think they'll be motivated to take my part, to be diligent, to take the risk, and put all of these due diligence results out? If this is the kind of result that institutions who should align with us, who should support us, if this is what they do. So I have to be honest with you, I'm pained. I'm totally disappointed. at what Sh0cks has done.
Okay, Honorable, what next? You said you'd appeal it. I don't know what the law says when Sh0cks puts or something like that. But in the Kenduforiata bond situation, he went to a court to set aside that Sh0cks ruling. What next for you on this particular matter before we move to food?
So, my lawyers are looking at it. I asked them to really study the Sh0cks report and advise me. We are still talking. Their initial attitude is that, look, we have a high court decision in our favor confirming all the work I have done. So I shouldn't be too hard on myself. But they will still study the report and see, because I wanted them to go for a review. But they are not too sure. Looking at Sh0cks really unholy conduct in this matter, they are wondering if we shall even get any fairness if we go back there. So since we are armed with a high court decision which really settles this matter, and in some sense is probably even superior, some of the lawyers think that we can really hang on to the High Court decision and just ignore Sh0cks.
But
But
Honorable,
we are still but we are still talking.
wasn't the judge, Madam Chiwete, wasn't it an orbiter? Was it a decision? And won't the appeal court maybe set aside that thing you are just talking about? And what is the status of the appeal court case? Because you were saying the Chief Justice is her godfather or spiritual father is this Reverend Minister. So a lot of things the appeal court threw it away. What is the status of also the appeal court decision?
Yes, so the High Court decision, it wasn't an obiter. It's a full judgment, a full, I think, 34-page judgment. Kusi Boateng had dragged me there, hoping that I'll be gagged and that I would be told to stop further publications of his national IDs because he said I was violating his right to privacy. So it was a substantive case, and there was a full judgment delivered. I'll send you a copy after this discussion. It's about 34 pages,
Yeah,
so
I have
it's
it and
not
I've
just.
already put it on the
Yeah.
timeline.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
okay, perfect. Yeah. And then the appeal. Yes, we raised an issue about the sudden reconstitution of the panel. The panel was suddenly reconstituted, and they brought in the judicial secretary, who, the judicial secretary directly reports to the Chief Justice. She was asked to chair the panel to take over from Justice Jamafe, and the circumstances under which it was done. It was I think the Herald newspaper that reported the change of panel. Then when we went to court, that's what we saw. So our lawyers had to raise a preliminary objection, which was overruled. But the appeal continues. I think it's the second attempt to appeal that judgment. The first attempt didn't go in their favor. Let's see how it goes. I'm ready. There's another defamation suit going on at the High Court Criminal Division, and I continue to attend to court. People must understand, particularly a lot of our young colleagues who are coming to Parliament, they should know that if you decide to take this path, it's not an easy road. It can be lonely, it can be costly. You have no idea how much I've spent on legal bills, and how it takes a lot of your time. Sometimes you have to go to constituency, you have to go to the chamber, but you must appear in court because there are all of these cases, people coming after you and all of that. But as I always say, for God and country, we can't give up. So we'll keep doing our best.
Okay, so Kali, I would want to ask if nobody has a question, can we move to food? Or Honorable, we've taken much of your time. We can do food and our SHS at another time. I don't know, Kali. Yeah, you are not.
Austin,
Yeah.
Austin, I think I have a question. Let me ask
Okay.
Honorable Okuchato a few things here. Honorable, how are you, Sam?
I'm well, my brother.
I haven't seen you in ages. The last time I saw you was years back, but that's okay.
Good to
I
hear
still
from
have
you.
that picture. I still have that picture. So let's look at this. We keep running into gatekeepers preventing justice from being done. Now, where do we go with all these things here? People has become Ghanaians. Either we are just fatigued. It leaves 2 weeks and Okujato makes noise and nobody get prosecuted. And is it the law that allows them to get away with these things? Or is there something we need to do better in terms of who to really prosecute these people? I mean, we all know there's a crime being committed, but when the report comes out so hollow, okay, I don't think you do these exposés to show that, oh, there's something you're looking for results. But all we run into is circles. I know I've asked you this question before. There's no prosecutor authority with even your committee or parliament.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
anytime we run back into the attorney general who decide not to do anything, there is a lacuna here. What are we really getting to? I mean, there's not even incentive to do any of these things anymore. You're spending your money and people are calling you names. They're trying to draw you into all sort of being, I think when this, thing happened today, on Randy Abe's show, somebody called me. It would just be like one of Oku Gato's planned execution or stage things. And I was like, do you guys think people sit down to do this? You're committing crimes. There's so much going on. And these gatekeepers, be it Sh0cks, be it the Attorney General's office, be it the court itself, how do we get past this?
You've asked a really, really difficult question. I have to be honest with you, because I have been reflecting myself. Where do we go from here? What do we do? How do we really change this system? It's like the whole country is sick. It's like nothing works. There's no justice. If you are connected, if you have power, you can even commit murder and get away with it. Nothing will happen to you. I mean, it's like we've become a jungle, and it's rather the good guys who are trying to expose wrongdoing, to try and get things done properly, they rather become enemies. So they are telling you, look, hey, you can't change the system. Just shut up and allow the rot to continue. You better join us. If you can't beat them, join them. But I mean, where will we end? Where will our country get to if we cannot trust our institutions to work, the system to work for us, particularly the vulnerable? If we have two sets of laws where a goat thief, a chicken thief can go to jail for 10 years, for 15 years, and people commit heinous crimes and they are untouchable, and in the process we even destroy our institutions. Now, who really even have confidence to take some of these cases up, to go to Sh0cks, and other places? We'll be coming to the food matter. And when you hear how other institutions are complicit in that Moshosho rice matter, you ask yourself, I mean, where are we? Every single institution is under attack, and they are just, destroying their reputation, their image, and you just wonder, are we safe? So look,
Not
maybe,
even
maybe,
institution.
maybe the only solution one of these days might be a mass uprising, where the people say, look, enough is enough. Just a few of you who are running these institutions, running the courts, running the ombudsman, who are gatekeepers, who are regulators, have decided that you take all of us for granted. Maybe if there's a mass uprising one of these days, where the masses show a few of the elite who have formed a cabal and are letting us down, maybe they will sit up. Because really, you see, when people have because why do we have the whole justice system? It's for people to go for redress. Regulators is for them to protect us, particularly the vulnerable. So when the people see that, look, they have nowhere to go to, there is a cabal that has emerged and they are just determined to suppress the truth and to just keep the system down and rotten. One of these days, the people will rise up. And perhaps when there is that mass uprising and the people demand a shake-up, a clean-up, a purging, where all of these people heading these institutions are forced to leave, and then we have a new breed of decent, credible people of integrity Maybe that will be the solution.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes I see it's so clear. Even in your snake case, you see
Yeah.
that people were being paid to change documents.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's coming from the regional office. When everything had been done from Accra, all of a sudden the co-office sends something. Then, I mean, these gatekeepers, and these are supposed to be civil servants. They're supposed, and it is so dangerous in every aspect of the existence of a civil society. As you said, you
Yeah.
can get away with murder if you know the right people.
Yeah. 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 No, you're right. You remember the Galamsey crisis, Minerals Commission. You remember how the Minerals Commission boss came to Parliament to tell us that data on his own website that all of us have been working with, suddenly he said it's not credible. We can't rely on it because it didn't favor a particular political party or the current regime. And guess what? When he came to Parliament with that one pager, we sought to say that, oh, other regimes have given more licenses than the current regime. We said, okay, fine, we hear you. We want the breakdown. Let's know, because on your website, we saw the code, we saw where the concession is, the kind of concession, whether it's gold or diamond or bauxite or what have you. And then we want the period, the duration. So you can't just come to Parliament with a one pager. Anybody can type something on an A4 sheet. Will you believe up to now? We gave him a week. It's getting to 3 months. He can't
And how
produce the
come
breakdown.
somebody like that has not been fired?
Yeah, he can't produce
How
the
come?
breakdown.
I mean,
I mean,
really?
it's just shocking. The things I'm discovering on the assurances committee, how documents can just change, websites will just change. So today in Ghana, if you see something on a website, you don't print it out. Our luck is that our committee had printed out, we had done, a full download. So we had a backup of what was on that website. The CEO of the Minerals Commission, the person who puts these things up, comes to tell us that, oh, no, there's a lot of error. And he's not even ashamed that even if it is true there is an error, others in other jurisdictions, they'll take risk, they'll resign. So you are misleading the public. That's what you are saying. All these years, you've been misleading the public, putting up data which is not credible. And you are proudly telling a parliamentary committee. Now they ask you, bring the breakdown of the new data, the A4 sheet that you've done. Just numbers. Bring the breakdown. 3 months now. And he's still at post. So